Prince William and Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, have been tipped to miss out on a royal Christmas with Queen Elizabeth II over Boris Johnson's winter coronavirus rules. Related articles: the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge could not be included in the royal family's Christmas plans this year as the UK forces a three-person social bubble to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Prime Minister Boris Johnson set out his winter coronavirus restrictions earlier this month, which holds that 3 households may meet indoors over the week of Christmas to allow for celebrations. The royal household is reviewing their plans for the holidays, with the Cambridge's children said to be a health risk for the Queen and Prince Philip. Royal sources said to The Telegraph that palace physicians are advising the Queen on the best course of action for their Christmas bubble, as the Queen and Philip are both at high risk from the virus due to their age. They claimed the Queen will be abiding by the coronavirus guidelines for the royal celebrations, whether they are held at Sandringham Estate or Buckingham Palace. But William and Kate may miss out on the festivities due to their children, Prince George, 7, Princess Charlotte, 5, and Prince Louis, 2. The physicians are advising the monarch on whether to invite the Cambridge royals due to the children going to school amid the pandemic. Should the Cambridge royals not be invited to the Queen's Christmas bubble, Kate may use the rules to spend the holidays with her parents. Carol and Michael Middleton, along with siblings Pippa and James, could spend Christmas with the Cambridges at Anmar Hall, Norfolk, or in Bucklebury, Berkshire. The Queen's son Prince Edward and his family will likely be allowed in the monarch's Christmas bubble, according to a Daily Mail source. The Queen and Edward's wife Sophie are said to be particularly close, and the Earl of Wessex is the youngest of the monarch's children. A source close to the royals told The Sun last year, Sophie is trusted and relied on by the Queen in a way I couldn't say applied to the Duchess of Cambridge or the Duchess of Cornwall. She is like another daughter to Her Majesty, they are that close. The family were gifted Lupo by Kate Middleton's younger brother James shortly after their 2011 marriage. Lupo was described by Kate as energetic, so much so that the family struggled to have table tennis matches because the dog would love to get involved. However, the Cambridges revealed last week that Lupo had passed away. Kate expressed her sadness, describing Lupo as the heart of our family for the past 9 years. Prince Charles has hailed the Royal Variety performance in Blackpool amid the coronavirus pandemic, saying it proves the show really can go on. He said of the Royal Variety charity supporting performance today, that mission could hardly be more relevant, as this year's show will provide vital support for workers who have been affected by these extraordinarily challenging times. On behalf of the patron of the Royal Variety performance, Her Majesty the Queen, I can only send the most special and heartfelt thanks to all of tonight's incredibly talented performers who have come together in the splendid surroundings of the Blackpool Opera House to entertain, to inspire and, above all, to help those in need. And while, very sadly, we may not be able to gather as we usually would, I am delighted that, despite all adversity, the determination and dedication of everyone involved means that the show really can go on. Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, has joked she would like to ask experts for advice on dealing with her children's tantrums. The Duchess made the remark during a Q&A session about early years parenting after the release of her milestone study. In a video posted on Kensington Royal's social media, the Duchess answered questions from the public. The Duchess was asked, "How do you manage toddler tantrums in your household, especially with multiple children?" The royal responded, "That's a hard one. I'd also like to ask the experts myself." The friend of the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, comes as the controversy over the popular Netflix show grows by the day. The Netflix show has been accused by royal commentators of misinforming the public about the history of the monarchy. The new school will expand to become South London's Eton. Prince George, 7, and Princess Charlotte, 5, attend Thomas Battersea. The nearby Royal Academy of Dance will be transformed into a new senior school. The plans are to create a state of the art 11 to 18 senior school. The Prince of Wales' encouragement to the people of the UK came in an Instagram post from Clarence House. The heir to the throne said, "As someone with a passion for planting trees, I can only encourage you all to get planting for Plant Britain." Meghan Markle and Prince Harry struck deal to hand Frogmore Cottage over to Princess Eugenie. Without the knowledge of senior royals, Princess Eugenie and Jack Brooksbank were offered Frogmore Cottage by Meghan and Harry without discussion with senior royals. After Princess Eugenie and Jack Brooksbank moved into Windsor home 2 weeks ago, senior royals were blindsided by Meghan and Harry when they offered their home, said a royal insider. It is now thought that Meghan and Harry have moved all of their possessions to the US. Her Majesty will be joined by Prince Edward and his family on Christmas Day. On Boxing Day the Queen will partake in the traditional shoot at Sandringham in Norfolk. They will still visit the same church that they have traditionally visited every year on Christmas Day. The Queen will not be able to invite more relatives to their celebrations because Boris Johnson's new tier regulations for Christmas have said that no more than 3 households can meet up. In Series 4 of The Crown, the Prince and Princess of Wales' marriage is portrayed as doomed from the start, a royal expert has said. Speaking to True Royalty TV's The Royal Beat, the former press secretary of the Queen, Dickie Arbiter, said the TV series should come with a health warning at the beginning, as the expert suggests there are many inaccuracies in the series. In The Crown, Prince Philip warns Princess Diana that it won't end well if she wants to break away from the royal family. This is after she confides in him that she is in a dark, loveless cave. Prince Charles and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, have welcomed some cute additions to their Scottish home. The couple are renowned animal lovers and environmentalists, and now they have welcomed 3 baby rescue hedgehogs to their Queen Elizabeth walled garden at Dumfries House in Scotland. This garden is owned by the Prince's Foundation, an educational charity established by the Prince of Wales in 1986. On Friday, Clarence House shared a series of photographs and a video showing the 4-month-old rescue hedgehogs settling into their new home. The royal family botched an attempt to repair their relationship with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, according to Russell Myers, the royal editor of the Daily Mirror. He suggested that the failure to stand by Meghan and praise her for the op-ed suggests how big those cracks are in the relationship. This comes after Meghan revealed she suffered a miscarriage in July, writing in an article of feeling an almost unbearable grief. Buckingham Palace's only comment on the sad news was a short statement that said it was a deeply personal matter we would not comment on. This prompted criticism that the response lacked empathy and showed a cold side to the royals. Mr. Myers told Talk Radio this morning that this is a huge missed opportunity for the royal family before accusing them of abandoning Meghan. He explained, they should have backed her to the hilt on this. They should have made public statements on this saying this is a really brave and honest thing to do. It would have potentially mended some of the cracks in the relationship that we have been talking about for months now, that are obviously there and still very raw. I thought the response was very stuffy, to be honest. Carol Malone said in a comment piece for express.co.uk, "Do I think Meghan talking so graphically about her lost baby will ease the pain of others who have too? No, I don't. Because I think there are legions of women who don't actually want to talk about losing their baby, certainly not publicly and many not even to their closest friends. Not because of any stigma but because they feel no one can truly understand their grief and because they don't want the death of their baby picked over, discussed, sympathized about by people they feel just don't get it." We have to take Meghan's motives for writing this newspaper article at face value. But here's the thing I don't understand. Given that we have been repeatedly told that Meghan and Harry's personal and private lives are off limits, given that she has repeatedly said she wants privacy and won't engage with the press, I'm wondering why she has now bared her heart and soul to the world via a newspaper about one of the most traumatic experiences of her life. Prince Harry was given a warning about dating actresses before he reportedly fell out with his brother Prince William. Meghan made a name for herself as an actress on the US show Suits, while also furthering her brand as a spokeswoman on issues such as gender equality and race. And before they became an item in 2016, Harry was given a stark reminder by his grandfather, Prince Philip, that he should avoid dating actresses. According to a YouTube video by The List this year, Philip said, "One steps out with actresses, one doesn't marry them." Reacting to the new season of The Crown, a royal insider shared a poignant memory of the princess on social media. In the Sandringham Christmas episode, Diana is depicted as hiding upstairs in her bedroom as the royal family gather downstairs. The series portrays Diana and Charles' marriage as barely hanging on by a thread when the princess receives a pep talk from her father-in-law Prince Philip. Diana, played by actress Emma Corrin, confides in the Duke saying she is in a dark, loveless cave and that she wants to break away. While this Sandringham encounter is clearly fictionalized, it brought back memories for one royal insider who recalls bumping into Diana at Christmas that year. Former royal chef Darren McGrady worked in the palace kitchens for more than a decade and was Diana's private cook for several years. Reacting to the Sandringham Christmas episode of The Crown on Twitter, Mr. McGrady said it was too sad. He tweeted, "Arg, too sad. At the Crown Netflix Princess Diana, Christmas at Sandringham. I remember asking who she was listening to on her Walkman when I bumped into her in the garden. Phil Collins, she said. Separate lives. Britons will be encouraged to plant trees to celebrate Queen Elizabeth's 70th anniversary on the throne. The Queen, 94, will mark her Platinum Jubilee in February 2022, and the government is planning a 4-day celebration, including an extra public holiday. But as part of a plan to create a greener country to honour Britain's longest reigning monarch, Britons will be encouraged to plant trees to mark the milestone. The Queen's Green Canopy project will encourage communities, schools, councils and landowners to plant native trees to help the environment and make local areas greener. Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, has worked hard to become an expert in the importance of early years following the launch of a study conducted by the Cambridge's Royal Foundation. The Duchess of Cambridge released the findings from her 5 Big Questions survey, which focused on the early years sector and under 5-year-olds. Dr. Zand van Tulleken, together with his twin brother Dr. Chris van Tulleken, collaborated with the Duchess Early Years Project. Writing in the Telegraph, Dr. Zand spoke about his experience working with the Duchess of Cambridge. Dr. Zand wrote, "She is absolutely across the research and the data on early years. It would be easy for her to sit back and hand it to the experts in the room that day, with all their PhDs. But, as we saw, she has worked hard to become an expert herself. That interest in early years will outlast politicians and even scientists." Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden has urged Netflix to make it clear that The Crown is fiction. Mr. Dowden told the Mail on Sunday, "It's a beautifully produced work of fiction, so as with other TV productions, Netflix should be very clear at the beginning it is just that. Without this, I fear a generation of viewers who did not live through these events may mistake fiction for fact." The Culture Secretary is reportedly going to write to Netflix to issue a formal request to add what some have labeled a health warning at the start of each episode. It comes amid increasing concern from royal commentators that the hit show, created by Peter Morgan, will cause lasting damage on the royal family. Meghan Markle's bold networking strategy helped the Duchess boost her profile before she met Prince Harry, a celebrity biographer has claimed. Before Meghan Markle met Prince Harry, she was a successful actress starring in hit legal drama Suits, had her own website called The Tig, and had secured several contracts with fashion designers. Speaking about her accomplishments, celebrity biographer Sean Smith has revealed how Meghan was able to boost her profile so quickly. Writing in his new book, Meghan Misunderstood, the writer said Meghan utilized a networking technique when visiting London in the summer of 2016. He wrote, "One of the strategies Meghan used to boost her profile was putting herself next to a famous person. They could both benefit from the resulting publicity. This approach had worked well, for instance, when she was photographed with the champion Irish golfer, Rory McIlroy." Mr. Smith also revealed Meghan was confident in sending messages to people she didn't know, in the hope they would respond and strike up a conversation. He said, "Meghan never minded cold messaging someone. She was an old hand at using social media to reach out." Additional reporting from Brian McLean on